Hi, my name is Greg Harbaugh, and I'm a graduate assistant with the Western Michigan football program. The controversial topic I've chosen for today is creating and maintaining an ethical program through the teaching of moral and social values in sports. Competition in athletics has led to an unethical behavior because there is not a strong root system built on moral and social values. A winning at all costs attitude has blurred the lines of ethical boundaries and doing what is right. While the opposing position is that if a team's social values are derived from an ethical foundation, you're able to maintain an ethical program. However, social values cannot stand alone, and my position supports that an ethical program must be built on moral and social teachings in sports. To begin, let me present what moral and social values are defined as per our course book, Ethics of Sport and Athletics. Moral values encompass characteristics such as honesty, fairness, respect, responsibility, and compassion, whereas social values are distinguished by discipline, diligence, teamwork, loyalty, and leadership. Social values are positive attributes that can create team success. However, they cannot stand on their own and must shadow moral values. The first example is the Black Sox scandal of 1919. Key points are 8 members of the 1919 Chicago White Sox baseball team purposely lost the World Series. These 8 members conspired together to lose the series in exchange for large amounts of money. How it pertains to social values and moral values is the social values did not shadow moral values as the 8 members chose to betray the honesty of the game. Social values of diligence and teamwork were exhibited but not grounded in moral values, therefore unethical behavior occurred. This is a key point in why social values cannot stand alone, and why moral values have to be used as well as social values. They work together diligently in an effort to conspire with gamblers to fix the outcome of the game, and to do it in such a way that was not obvious to members of the team not involved and to the public. However, these individuals lacked moral values such as honesty in their decision to throw the game for the benefit of money. This is a clear example that when a team and an individual does not demonstrate social values that are founded on moral values, then the ethics of a team and its program can be compromised. The 8 members of the Chicago White Sox team exhibited strong social values, but because these values were not grounded in moral values, it led them to make poor ethical decisions. The next example pertains to winning at all costs, an attitude that is definitely involved in college football, and in this example is a great one. Southern Methodist University found it difficult to be competitive among other teams in the Southwest Conference due to its comparatively small size. To compete and build a football tradition among the school, the program decided to do so by breaking the NCAA rules. For over a decade, Southern Methodist University had been part of a recruiting violation and improper payments to players by boosters, which ultimately led to SMU receiving the death penalty in 1987. The death penalty is a punishment when the season is canceled altogether. The Southern Methodist University staff was caught up in the idea of winning at all costs, and to do so participated in unethical behavior and with the knowledge of university administrators. Leadership, an attribute of social values, was demonstrated by the SMU staff when they decided to lead their players to winning seasons by breaking NCAA violations. While they wanted to win, as most programs do, Southern Methodist University's focus was on a winning at all costs attitude. The leaders exhibited characteristics of social values defined in the introduction. However, the cultivation of these values alone cannot stand on their own morally. There's a link to an ESPN documentary of the Southern Methodist death penalty of 1987. A lot of teams fall into this because coaches have to win at all costs, so they will do anything they can to get the best players possible. This is what SMU did by buying football players, purchasing them cars, paying for their rent, things along those lines, that caused them to receive the death penalty in 1987. The next example pertains to social values not tempered by moral values. In March of 1999, the day before the University of Minnesota's basketball team was scheduled to play in the first round of the NCAA tournament, 4 players were immediately suspended for allegations of academic fraud. The sanctions were brought about after the Minnesota Academic Counseling Office manager came forward admitting that she had completed coursework for roughly 6 years for approximately 20 basketball players. The head coach during that time was aware of the fraudulent activities and provided improper benefits to the academic coordinator and the counselor for their involvement. Teamwork and leadership were evident as Haskins sought an unfair advantage for himself and the members of his athletic program. Due to the fact that the team members and other supporting faculty were aware of the situation, they did not exhibit strong moral values, and they acted on what is accepted by their peers, making the decision to participate in unethical behavior, creating an unethical program. A big part of this is acting on what is believed to be accepted by peers and leaders. Peers can definitely influence other peers into just participating in social values, and they can be influenced to participate in social values in a negative way and not through moral values. In conclusion, the basis of my research and my paper that competition itself does not lead to unethical behavior in athletes. Instead, unethical behavior is established when strong moral and social values are not at the center of an athletic program. To produce a program that is established in ethical behavior, moral and social values should be taught by the leaders of the program. Ethical and good behavior must be both recognized and reinforced, because social values are grounded in moral values. An ethical program is thus created and maintained through the teaching of moral and social values. On this page, you will find the references I use to support my discussion and argument. After thorough research and thought into discussion questions for the class, I came up with 2 questions. The first one being, do you think it should be the responsibility of the athletic program to teach moral values? The second question is as follows: do you believe that with the high demand in athletics to win, to keep coaches' jobs, there is an ability to win morally without being overwhelmed by the winning at all costs attitude?